The design is called the calendar, and then the colors.
That's definitely a French thing.
That seems
They're like, do you like the calendar? And I was like,
Lost
what
in
calendar?
translation.
Hey everybody, I'm Kendall. I'm a gearhead here at Backcountry. I'm here with Joe and Lauren from Salomon, and we're going to talk you guys through some new product today. What do you do for Salomon?
I'm the associate manager for the alpine category here in North America.
Awesome, very cool. And what about you, Joe?
I run the alpine marketing for Salomon in North America.
All right, sweet, let's get into it. We're here to talk to you about this new Supra boot that they're launching. This is an all-mountain boot, and there's something that looks different right away with this boot. What's that?
Yeah, this is the new H+i1 BOA system. The biggest thing that you'll notice is how big it is, how burly it is, and that was developed specifically for the alpine business. You'll notice that it's obviously very different from what you see on touring boots, even bike shoes, excuse me. But the idea here is to have something that's super strong. The cable and the way that it's integrated into the boot as well is a lot stronger than previous BOA systems. Another cool feature of it is that when you tighten it down, you can also back it off here little by little, and that allows you as a skier to adjust whether you're in the lift line, getting off the lift and getting ready to ski. It allows you to make quick adjustments as opposed to having to stop, buckle your boots, unbuckle your boots to find that perfect fit.
Totally. Can you still pull on the dial to have it fully released?
Yep, you can definitely still pull on it for the full release, buckle it back down right here. And then the other cool thing is that, like, if there is a situation where that gets hit, maybe you're like booting up some rocky section, it gets hit, the BOA Fit system is actually built to come off of the boot instead of breaking. So the idea is that it's like you have this burly BOA, but it's built to come off so that you can put it right back on and continue to ski and have it function normally.
I'm noticing these little numbers on the shell too. Is that so that you know exactly how tight you are?
Yeah, those numbers correspond to the buckle teeth that traditionally would have been in this on a 4-buckle boot. The idea of like, oh, where am I at? You know, I usually put my buckles at 2. You can kind of use that to correspond in that way from a tightness standpoint.
Yeah, that's way cool. You still get a point of reference. For some reason, I would have expected a BOA adjustment system to be on a touring boot. What made you guys decide to put it on an alpine boot?
The mid-volume 120 is actually the best-selling boot in the market, and we understand the potential that BOA can bring to increasing performance on the snow and in fit and comfort. So where BOA is in our current lineup is actually just in the mid-volume, so the 100 millimeter
They're
last.
all going to be 100 mil last.
Yeah.
Cool. And then what are the different flexes?
We have a 130, 120, 110 on the men's side, and then a 105 and a 95 on the women's side.
Awesome. That pretty much covers everybody and every ability. I also noticed there's an adjustment on the rear of the boot here. What does this do?
It brings us from direct to progressive, so it changes the flex pattern a little bit of the boot. Depends if you want a little bit more rearward support or not.
Very interesting. That almost makes me think of like a suspension adjustment for a mountain bike. Was there any inspiration drawn there?
I don't think there was necessarily inspiration drawn from the mountain bike side of things. It's more of looking at what skiers need and want in a boot and allowing them to make that adjustment on their own to fit their preference and their style of skiing.
So there's a lot of adjustment points on this boot. It sounds like the shell is actually moldable. Can you tell us about that process?
Yeah, so the Salomon Custom Shell HD is only enhanced with this BOA system on the boot. So you can heat this up real quick in the shop. It's about a 10-minute process.
Wow.
You heat them up on a heater with the liner in, slide your feet in, just tighten it a little bit, not super tight, not as tight as you would when you're skiing, and stand in the boot, and the shell will mold to your foot.
Wow, that saves people a lot of time, it seems like. I feel like most advanced intermediate skiers are going to do a heat mold on their liner anyway to be able to do the shell all at once, not worry about having to do shell punches. Makes a lot of sense. Another thing I noticed on this 130 boot is this big, burly ratchet power strap. I love seeing that stock on a boot. I'm someone where I would often buy like an aftermarket strap like that. Is this used on any other boots in the line, or is this unique to the model?
The Energizer power strap in this form is unique to the 130, and then that's one of those features that steps down as you go to the 120, the 110, 105, the 95 on the women's side. So it is unique to the 130, but it's definitely a powerful booster strap that really allows you to lock in that shell on your leg.
So to me, it also looks like you guys did a new liner with this boot system. Tell us about that.
We did. We completely redesigned the liner. So we still have the customizable heat moldable liner. This talon material is on the exterior side, so this is what heats up and molds to your foot. And then we've added this exo wrap elastic strap over the instep. It amplifies that full wrapping effect of the BOA. And then last but certainly not least, we've brought the custom tongue performance to this Supra boot. We started with this in the S Pro Alpha last year, and it's been super successful, and it's very well received by skiers and boot fitters. And so we brought it down to the S Pro Supra BOA, and this tongue completely comes apart. You can take the plastic away from the foam. You could customize it. You could add material under the plastic here in the instep if you have too much space. You could grind it or punch this tongue if you need a little more space. So yeah, it's very easy to customize. You can pull it off the Velcro strap here and tweak it as you need.
When you pair that with this piece of the ExoWrap construction right here, which is a different material than the rest of the lower shell, the goal of that obviously is to solve that number one kind of like boot fitter issue that people see, which is the high instep that Lauren was talking about. And so it's that combination of the BOA, the new liner, and this new ExoWrap piece right here, the SensaFit, that really allows you to kind of heat, mold, and form and make sure that it like fits perfect to that person's high instep or any instep issue that they're gonna have.
Okay, we finished with boots. We're on to skis. We've been getting a lot of questions about this ski in particular. Why don't you tell us about the QST Echo 106?
The QST line is definitely kind of the hallmark of our ski collection overall. And one of the things that we've always been getting asked about is when we're going to evolve that line to include a touring specific model, especially of that 106, which is kind of the most loved ski in the collection, you could say. So obviously with all the skis we do, it's a multi-year process. And the beauty of the QST Echo is that we were able to work with Cody Townsend on the development and execution of this ski as part of the 50 project. So you have an athlete like Cody who's looking to kind of change the way he skis to evolve and kind of fit this 50 project, and he needs the tools to do that job. And the tool that he came up with is this QST Echo 106, which fits super nicely overall into the QST collection.
What are the differences in ski construction between the standard QST and then the Echo model?
From the inline QST 106, where we have just a poplar wood core, this Echo 106, we've changed it up. We've lightened the core by doing a mix Karuba and poplar, so it's about 200 grams lighter. The regular 106 has a carbon flax inlay. This has the basalt. But what's the same is the side cut, the shape, that's all the same. And we still have the corked amplifier in the tip and the tail. And we still have the double sidewall. So that double sidewall keeps it very stable underfoot. When you get up to speed and you need higher edge angle, that helps a ton. The double sidewall here, you can see it's cool orange color. That'll always be different on every ski because it's actually 100% recycled.
Would you say that this is a touring ski that could also thrive in the resort?
Absolutely.
So on that same vein, what is the recommended binding that you guys are going to point out for this ski?
You could put our shift binding on there, which will make it extra versatile. Take it in the backcountry, potentially into the resort.
A little bit more hybrid setup.
Yeah, or maybe you start in the resort and then you tour out of bounds with that shift binding, or you put the MTN.
So that MTN binding would make this more of like a dedicated touring ski, probably give you an awesome lightweight setup that would really let you push deep into the mountains, huh?
Yeah, and that's the idea. And one of the cool things about the development process is that we developed it with those two bindings in mind. So you can see right here on the call out, there's different mounting lines for the shift and for the MTN, just to give that consumer the idea of where they should mount relative to what binding they're going to be using. And naturally that might change based on the skier's preference, but the idea with that was to give them an idea of where they should start from and let them go from there.
So I noticed this ski actually came out like midway through last season, so you guys have already gotten some feedback. What's that looking like for the ski?
I mean, the feedback has been incredible. To your point, we did launch it early to consumers so they could either get it on Salomon.com or through like a select network of retailers. The idea there was obviously to capitalize on that Cody connection 50 project, like all the buzz going on around that as he kind of revealed it through the episodes that were going. We really wanted to make sure that people had the idea of what he was skiing on and give them the opportunity to buy that. But outside of that, the buzz has been pretty unreal. And the cool thing about it, when you look at media and awards and like the testing that this ski has went through, is that the recognition of the ski and what it's able to do kind of spans all of the media outlets and all the different types of skiers, everything from Editor's Choice with Backcountry magazine to Powder recognizing it and New Schoolers even recognizing it. And then you got Free Skier and Skiing Outside offering their same awards as well. And so it's this year, honestly, over the whole collection, this is our most awarded ski, which is pretty astonishing considering that it is in the touring category. But I think that also speaks to its versatility and kind of like the development process, the athlete brand connection, and everything that went into the QST Echo as a whole.
All right, guys, this has been really fun. Thanks for talking us through some of the new skis and the new boots. Is there anything that we should be watching out for from Salomon?
Keep an eye out for the Quality Ski Time film tour coming to a city near you starting October 3rd and going all over North America, finishing November 18th.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And if you guys have any questions about any of the gear you saw in this video, be sure to reach out to a gearhead and we'll answer all your questions. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll keep making more like this one. See you guys out on the trails.